RTV6 is proud to join with all the stations in the Scripps Broadcasting Company to participate in the Democracy 2012 project. It's an unrivaled commitment to make sure you hear from the candidates in the top races on the November ballot between now and Election Day. This week, we're highlighting the 4th District congressional race, which covers a portion of central and western Indiana. Here's RTV6's Norman Cox.
We're joined today by Todd Rokita. He is the Republican seeking re-election to the U.S. House District 4 in Indiana. He was elected to the position in 2010, and he has also served as Indiana's Secretary of State. Welcome, Congressman Rokita.
Hey, thanks.
Why are you running, and what do you hope to do if you win a second term?
Well, I'm running to stop the spending in an out-of-control Washington, D.C. You know, 2 years ago when I ran for office, I was finding myself waking up every morning yelling at the TV. At Channel 6 in particular, not because anything Norm did, but because of what that you were reporting was happening in Washington. And so realizing as the sitting Secretary of State at the time that with the team in the State House, the state was well on its way to becoming an economic powerhouse and what could be an example for the nation, set my sights on the problems that are coming out of Washington, and quite frankly caused by Washington because of the out-of-control spending.
Now, you say that reducing taxes will grow jobs when companies are already sitting on lots of money and not hiring. What's going to make the difference?
What do you mean by sitting on a lot of money? I mean, they're sitting on a lot of money, quote unquote.
Even conservative economists agree that there's money there. They're just
that's because they're
unsure
scared
about how to spend it.
Well, no, they're scared about the economic policies that this president and this administration is putting forward. You cannot dig your way to prosperity. You cannot do it. We have to have certainty in the regulatory state as well. We not only have burdensome regulations, hundreds and thousands of them that have been put on the books in recent years, but we're to a point now where agencies have been created to create regulations, and they haven't even done it yet, even though the law that created the agency is in place. So there's absolutely no certainty for a business or individuals for that matter. So I can't blame these companies for not wanting to invest in human capital, in technology, in machines, when they don't know what the tax code is going to be like, they don't know what the policies coming out of Washington are going to be like, and they don't even know and cannot know what the regulations are going to be.
I think I know your answer to this based on what you've said, but you're opposing temporary tax cuts and rebates and say that they don't really produce any economic benefit. Will extending the Bush tax cuts but not making them permanent just produce more of what we have now?
Probably. And that's why we need permanent tax reform, which I am committed to get to in 2013, wherever I am in Congress, hopefully in Congress. That's what we have to get to. Now, to get that permanent tax relief done and overhaul the tax code to make it simpler, you probably have to do one more patch of these extensions that will otherwise expire at the end of the year in order to give some certainty into next year, as what I hope will happen will be a complete overhaul of the tax code.
Harry Reid's called this the most unproductive Congress ever. Is he right? And if so, who's at fault?
Yeah, he's right because of him. We have bills stacked up like cordwood on his desk that he will not even allow to be heard. And I don't know how he thinks that's democratic. I don't know how he thinks that that's an appropriate form of inaction in a republic. But we have done everything on all kinds of issues, passed the House of Representatives with bills that he will not even hear. Harry Reid and the Democratic Senate is the problem.
Now, you say we face a catastrophic future because of debt. What do we do? Do we let the across-the-board tax cuts that were mandated by the failure of the super committee to go into effect, or do you make it one last attempt to try and come up with a manageable plan?
Well, the way out of our debt hole is to stop the spending. It's not a matter of Washington not having enough revenue. It's not a matter of taxes. It's a matter of stopping the spending. We can tax everyone in this country, including the rich, if you can define who that really is, 100%. We can confiscate all of their property and all of their wealth and assume two things: that they will continue to produce and that they won't move away, and you will not put a dent in our debt hole until you stop the spending and the drivers of that debt, which, quite frankly, 67% of our spending is 3 programs: Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
Now, if Republicans win both houses of Congress, but the president's reelected, is there going to be more gridlock, or is there a way out of this?
Well, I think the way out of this is going to be shown by the American people and led by Hoosiers, quite frankly. You know, I think I do a very good job of representing the interests of the people in my district. That's what the polling that we're being shown. Now, Congress overall only has a 17% rating. Nancy Pelosi, I'm sure, is representing the people in San Francisco to their liking. And so what we have to decide, what the people of this country have to decide, is if the people of San Francisco are right, or the people of the 4th District of Indiana are right. And once this nation decides who we want to be, you'll either have more Nancys or more Todd Rokitas, but we'll have our way out.
And thank you, Todd Rokita, running for re-election in the 4th District. Now back to you.